And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play you a video before we take a look at it. This video shows the folks who today are being recognized for their excellence in the work they do. It's slightly over 8 minutes, so it's a good full video, so I'd ask you to pay careful attention to that. And then our great Patty Pond is going to come up at the end of it. But please, take a look at the screen.
The Sandstone City Builder Award was established to recognize artists and organizations that make Calgary a better place to live through their arts. Calgary benefits from many artists who enrich the social well-being of Calgary, and that work merits recognition. The new gallery was selected for their diverse programming and rich exhibitions in social and political creative practices. Their physical exhibitions throughout downtown initiate many different conversations, everything from environment, justice, the effects that surveillance has on privacy and personal independence. Also by supporting artists at all junctions. They're constantly pushing the envelope and keeping the topics and debate quite relevant.
The New Gallery is an artist-run center in Calgary's Chinatown. We have been for 40+ years bringing contemporary art to the city of Calgary. Our role is to support and provide opportunities and venues for artists making socially relevant and politically informed work. It's really important for us to embrace our location and to be able to work with community members, both from the arts community and residents and business owners in Chinatown. This award will allow us to really continue developing our community outreach and public programs. We'd love to thank Sandstone for developing this award and for supporting the arts in Calgary. We'd also like to thank all the artists that trust us to be ambassadors for their work. Our really wonderful board of directors for their hard work every day, and in particular Trent Warner, volunteer with the organization, for his nomination.
The award was created to honor extraordinary work from individuals who are using their art to improve the wellness of others. Teresa has exposed something that many of us don't think about, is the trauma and challenges of our first responders. And I think to see how she has taken her own challenges and turned that into beautiful masterpieces that have improved her colleagues' lives because they were able to openly talk about some of their challenges.
I am an artist, a speaker, mental health advocate, and a primary care paramedic. I use my art as a way to explore and challenge the stuff that's inside. In my series, The Sock Drawer Stories, I wanted to challenge social stigma surrounding mental health. And so I invited 12 paramedics to join me in that creative process, and they sat with me in my studio and shared their stories of trauma. A series of 12 portraits that provided a place to look and created a platform to start a conversation. I would like to thank my nominator, Chris, the 12 paramedics that sat for me and so bravely shared their stories, and I would like to thank the ATB Financial, Healing Through the Arts, for creating and gifting me with this award.
This award is in part about how every community has got this extraordinary asset in it called artists. Some communities have additional, very visible assets which they build a sense of identity around. A river, a great park, a post-secondary institution, but every community's got artists in it. And what this project does, Antics does, is they lift up those artists into a place of prominence, of building a sense of belonging, a sense of participation, a sense of joy in a community.
Antics engages youth in unique community partnerships with artists, other community organizations, older community residents, in using the arts to create safer and more inclusive communities, certainly for youth and hopefully for all people. It's nice to receive an award like that, the Placemaking Award, because I think all our projects in some sense are place-making. Sometimes it's about creating a social place, engaging with a group of youth in a junior high, and a video project about stand up for racism. Most concretely, our recent project, the development of the Forest Lawn Natural Playground, involving artists, youth, community residents, and a number of community agencies.
We'd like to thank Colin and Arlene for this generous placemaking award. We'd also like to thank all of our community partners that help us on a daily basis, all of our funders who give us the support that we need, and we'd like to thank all of our youth, of course, because without their activism and engagement, we wouldn't be able to make this type of work happen in the community.
The CCI's Newcomer Artist Award was established to recognize that artists from all parts of the world that they come and settle in Calgary, they have ability to contribute to Calgary art community. In the past 4 years, we had a number of the winners of the award. They have actually been able to be full-time artists. That's what they do now, and we are very happy with that. And the winner of this year, Stefan, actually exemplifies a young man with all the challenges that they have. He's been able to go to school and also do his art, and I'm so happy that he has done what he's done, and he is the winner of this year's award. And I'm sure he's going to inspire many, many other young new Canadians in Calgary.
So I'm a musician, I'm a rapper, producer, singer, engineer. I've just been loving music ever since I was a kid. And then after I thought, you know, why not create an actual sound? Why not be something out there? So that's what I'm trying to bring the sound from Calgary that anyone else in the world will listen to and will say, oh, that's YYC. You know. I was, first of all, not expecting, you know, to be one of the lucky winners, and I am, which I'm really, you know, happy about, and it's definitely going to help me finance not only music and also my studies, you know, and also myself as an individual. So I want to thank the Calgary Catholic Immigration Society for giving me this award. I definitely want to thank God, first of all, my parents, my siblings, which I love very much, my friends, relatives, and Miss Chapman Brown. Thank you.
RBC's purpose is to help our clients thrive and communities prosper, and we feel that the arts encourages creativity, innovation, and vibrancy here in Calgary and beyond. The Emerging Artists Award was established to recognize up-and-coming artists in our community. In our minds, the next generation of artists in particular is in need of extra support to bridge the gap from emerging to established. Art comes in so many incredible forms, and Benjamin chose film to bring his creative vision to life. In our minds, he is recognized for his ingenuity, passion, and true artistic talent.
My name is Benjamin Ross Hayden, and I am a Métis director and screenwriter. I direct dramatic feature films. My feature film, The Northlander, was called by Vice ID magazine as one of Indigenous cinema's most important films, and is being exhibited theatrically across Canada. It was also the first telefilm micro-budget ever selected for Perspective Canada at the Cannes Film Festival, and it got picked up for distribution there by Raven Banner and Spotlight Pictures, and it turns Canadian history into mythic fantasy. I'd like to thank my parents, and I'd like to thank Wendy Hiltout, my producer, for nominating me, and the RBC Emerging Artist Award Program.
Sometimes people forget about arts and culture, but we feel it's a very important part of our city, province, and our future.
We go way back with Chris, and he became, of course, our Poet Laureate from 2012 to 2014, but we've also followed what he's been doing since then. And I would tell you that what I really love is his work within the schools. He is so talented, but he takes that to the young people. And that's what he's doing with Treaty 7. How exciting is that to go into these classrooms and be able to do that? So this incites young people to say, I want to be part of the arts.
And also I think from our standpoint, Chris is a leader because he could go anywhere in the world and practice anywhere in the world, and he chooses to be in Calgary and make Calgary a better place and a more complete city. And from our standpoint, we're very fortunate to have him in Calgary.
I am a singer-songwriter and spoken word poet who for the last 30 years has been encouraging Calgary to think and dance and laugh and weep and sing. Calgary is my home. and my muse and my sparring partner. And really it's the stories of this place, of the land and the city and its people that is my fuel. Firstly, I think this award is meaningful to me because it's a rare, quantifiable expression of something that can be very ephemeral. Often goes by so fast and it's difficult to know if it's having an effect on people, and this award makes me feel like it does. And it is ultimately encouragement to keep at it and keep telling the stories of Calgary. I'd like to sincerely thank Lois and Doug Mitchell for supporting this award, for sponsoring it. I'd like to thank Carrie Clark, Greg Curtis, and Chantal Vitalis for nominating me to begin with. And really, I want to thank the audiences of Calgary who support and value the excellent art that is presented to them every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2017 Cultural Leaders Legacy Artist Award recipients. Thank you. Congratulations.